Rome is a city that has never stopped changing, having built upon its ancient, medieval, and Renaissance foundations to become a bustling modern city. Part of the Roman experience is to witness the juxtaposition between old and new, like the traffic zipping around imperial ruins. Beautiful sunny weather is typical of Rome year-round, and on such a day, one of the best ways to see the city's most important sights is aboard a tour bus. As in many other European cities, Rome offers open bus tours that allow visitors to see the city from another perspective, high above the city's busy streets. It's a pleasure to be taken around the center of Rome without the hassle of boarding overcrowded public transport or walking long distances under the hot sun. The entire northern side of the Capitoline Hill was redesigned to make room for a gigantic monument to Victor Emmanuel II. Located almost at the geometric center of Rome, this monument was built in honor of Victor Emmanuel, the first king of unified Italy. The national monument is known by several names, including the Vittoriano and the Altar of the Fatherland. The National Monument is one of the city's most impressive attractions, complete with intricate engravings, impressive statuary, and beautiful art. The massive monument stands a formidable 70 meters high and 135 meters wide. Corinthian columns, broad fountains, wide staircases, and a statue of Victor Emmanuel upon his horse are all on display. Designed by the architect Giuseppe Sacconi in 1885, the monument serves a dual function as the home of both Italy's tomb of the unknown soldier and its eternal flame. Locals affectionately poke fun at the monument, likening it to a wedding cake, a Victorian typewriter, and even a set of dentures. Some think it looks out of place because its marble is too white and that it looks too new amid all the impressive ancient artifacts that surround it. The monument is nevertheless well worth the visit, if only for the great views to be had from the top. Of Rome's 7 hills, the Capitoline Hill, or Campidoglio, is Rome's true heart. The Capitoline Hill is where the city's first and holiest temples stood, including its most sacred, the Temple to Jupiter and the Capitoline Triad. The Capitoline Hill is the smallest of Rome's 7 hills, but it was the religious and political center of the city since its foundation, more than 2,500 years ago. Today, the Capitoline Hill is home to the Capitoline Museum, with its world-class collection of Roman artifacts. The long, beautiful staircase to the Piazza del Campidoglio is known as a cordonata. It is adorned with granite statues of Egyptian lions at the foot, and 2 large classical statues of Castor and Pollux at the top. the center of the square is a replica of an equestrian statue of Marcus Aurelius. The original statue can be found in the Palazzo Nuovo, part of the Capitoline Museum. The Cordonata leads up to Michelangelo's spectacular Piazza del Campidoglio. This is flanked by the Palazzo Nuovo and Palazzo dei Conservatori, which house the Capitoline Museum with its fine collections of sculptures and paintings. As Michelangelo's preeminent urban set piece, the piazza embodies the majesty of Renaissance Rome. The Capitoline Wolf is a bronze sculpture of a she-wolf suckling twin infants. The Baroque surroundings of the Piazza De La Rotunda, including the marble fountain designed by Giacomo della Porta and topped by the small obelisk of Ramesses II, offer a pleasant visual contrast to one of the most famous and best preserved of the surviving ancient Roman buildings, the Pantheon. Located in a city full of majestic ruins from the Roman era, the Roman Pantheon rises unexpectedly amidst a Roman neighborhood. Of all the imposing monuments constructed during the heyday of the Roman Empire, this one alone still stands. The Pantheon was dedicated to Pantheos, all the gods. Later, when it was consecrated a church, it was dedicated to the Virgin Mary and all the martyrs. As a best preserved example of monumental Roman architecture, the Pantheon was enormously influential on European and American architects from the Renaissance to the 19th century.